Hey everyone, it's Sunday, August 4th at just before 7 o'clock. I'm here with my mom, Puppy, who wants to star. She won't be answering any questions because she's only known me as Charles, but I've gotten some messages recently about coming out to parents, and I came out to my mom probably 6-ish years ago.
Mom and Dad.
Yeah, Mom and Dad. He's in the other room. Did you always know I was different growing up, or
I just knew you just were not at peace. I think that's what it, didn't know what it was. I thought
right.
Maybe it was depression or something else, you know. Just couldn't put my finger on it.
Right, right. So, some other family and cousins told me they knew I was a lesbian by the time I was in the 5th grade. Did you think that? Did you think of the sexuality?
No.
Okay. So when I came out to you, what did you think? Did you think, no, you're just a lesbian? Because, okay, before I came out to my mom as trans, I came out as bisexual at 16. So my parents, when I was a junior in high school, both knew I dated women. I liked women. That was a hard thing for me. You know, really tortured me for a while. But I was able to tell them. They were fine. Real cool with it. And then coming out as trans was a completely different story. So what did you think when I told you I was trans?
Well, we had been through a lot, and you had been through a lot then.
Right.
So it's like we just wanted to make sure, because
right.
that's a big thing. And that's when
right.
we decided to go for the professional, not your view or my view or Dad's view. It's what is it? And
right.
we went for a professional. We agreed on that.
Right. So she's talking about, I'm not sure if I was vlogging then, but
what's her name?
Dr. Earhart, Virginia Earhart. She was practicing in Atlanta. A lot of you people will probably know who she is, but she's now retired and lives in Washington State. But my mom has a niece, my cousin, who's a psychologist in Atlanta, and my mom was asking, you know, she knew someone that was good, that knew about it, but would give us kind of like a neutral opinion, not on my side, rooting for me and not rooting for her, to where I wasn't trans. I was 6 months on T, and I flew up to Atlanta, you know, saw this therapist. She confirmed I was definitely trans, and then that kind of, I think, started the road to understanding. Did you talk with her some? How did you find out about it? By reading?
Oh, she called me.
Yeah. Or how did you find out about transgender in general? Because back in 2005 or whatever, in the early 2000s, there wasn't much on TV like there is now. It wasn't, I mean, people were just going on the Oprah show, or they were just coming out. You never saw things about the transgender children.
I don't remember whether it's I read or I talked to Anna or you. I don't remember really exactly.
I remember giving you some books and you read a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was just a little bit here, there, and everywhere, and finally we just decided to let Dr. Earhart make sure, and you were in agreement to be with her. You know, it wasn't my call or your call only. It was a mutual agreement, and that was good.
Yeah, so at first, you know, you kind of thought it was a stage or maybe like the girl thing, and like you said, it's a big thing, so you don't want to do it wrong.
Mm-hmm.
The reason I went to Dr. Earhart was I got well, not only to confirm it, was I had gotten a loan for surgery, and my mom was a bit freaked out about me going that following December to have surgery. What were you thinking when I was getting ready for surgery? Were you nervous? Did you think I wasn't ready?
Nervous, worried, concerned, scared.
Did you think it wasn't right, or?
It was just happened so fast for me. That's what it was.
It was pretty fast. I started T and had surgery all within like a year.
Boom, boom.
Yeah, it was like. What did you notice as I was getting farther on T? You know, and
just that peace that you had been looking for.
Right, right. I remember you telling me one time when I lived over at Selco, you said, you looked at me, because, you know, it's different to see, and you said, only the shell is changing, the inside is still sweet.
Oh, yeah.
So I think that a lot of parents, did you not know is it scary to not know what I would look like when I started hormones, or you were worried about aggression and all that?
No. No, I just wanted to make sure it was right.
Right, and you don't go do something so huge.
You just wanted to make sure that it works for you, that it's the right thing.
And surgery, was that scary when I went? I went with a girlfriend and a friend and his mom, and she wasn't there, but, you know, we were always on the phone. But what was that like for you? Was that I was doing something so
radical and serious without me, and I didn't know, and it was just a whole bunch of emotions all mixed up into one.
When I got back later, because I know you would ask me once, like, well, what if you want boobs again? You know, what's going to happen? This was way early on. I said, I don't think I will, but I know you probably think about regret, because we had gone to this doctor, Dr. Espinoza, that had told them that all trans people regret surgeries and their transitions, so this wasn't the right foot to start off on. I since then have gone to a gay psychiatrist who definitely was on board. But I think talking to Dr. Earhart has helped you. I think reading the F to N transsexuals parents list There is a Yahoo list called Parents of FTM Transsexuals. She joined up. My mom's not the most email,
No.
whatever, but she read a lot and could see, like, okay, it's okay to miss the daughter, or, you know, whatever it is.
That's not even an issue.
No, it's not. And
Not even an issue. No.
yeah, I mean, I sometimes, it's like, oh, you know, that person. But that person, as my aunt said, just had a dark cloud hanging around her all the time. So, what do you think now? It's all fine? I mean, my mom doesn't care. She's awesome. She's the best mom.
No, just whatever, it is. The inside is golden, and just the shell has changed, and just make sure you're peaceful and happy. That's what I want all of these, everyone to be.
And being trans isn't something actually so radical. Like, what would you tell a parent whose child just came out to them and they don't even know?
Just love your child.
Yeah, and it takes time.
Love your child and be peaceful and keep the communication lines open.
It's very true.
And because if they don't have parents' love, they really are missing.
It's very hard.
It's very hard.
I was just reading a study actually by, I think, one of these big medical associations. They were saying how instrumental family is during the process and whatnot. But I think it takes time. The communication thing, like even when she wasn't able to call me Charles or Charlie, she would call me, you know, my girl name, but we talked every day, and I would tell her how I feel or how frustrated I was or this and that. And after a while, it just kind of came, like you could actually see me as a male, because, you know, you're holding on to that old person, and then like after all this happens, you can kind of see whatever. But anyways, that's about it. My mom's not a big vlogger like I am, but thank you for answering the questions.
Just be patient and love your children.
Yeah, and even if you don't agree with it, just try to respect them. It's hard, the name and pronoun and everything, but like
it's a minor thing compared to
the love,
the peace and happiness that you want your child to have, because really every parent wants that for their child.
Right, and I think parents should know when a child comes out to you as gay, lesbian, bisexual, trans, it is one of the hardest things they can ever do. I mean, at 16 years old, when I was first starting to like girls, I'm like, oh man, this is bad. I'm in a Catholic high school, these people are going to call me a lesbian, whatever. And she could tell I was tortured. And I was going to a counselor, you know, she's like, do you want to go see Dr. Taylor again? And I told him. So I was going to him, and she didn't know what was going on. She didn't know if I was pregnant, if I was on drugs, if I was having some kind of issue at school, because I didn't tell her, but I'd come out to him as bi. And he's like, you know, it's not really that big of a deal. Your parents will be fine. They were, you know, they still love me. And that was what gave me the courage to tell them I was trans, which it wasn't as easy. It wasn't like, okay, you're bi. But still, just to know that we were still talking. She didn't cut me off. We would talk every day. That's very important. So know when your child tells you this, it's not easy for the child. It's not easy to say I'm trans. Like, I used to not even be able to say I'm transgender to people. I would say, like, well, I always felt like a boy. And my best friend from high school, he says, oh, you mean you're transgender? And I was like, well, I don't like to use that word. But, you know, now I'm comfortable, whatever. If I go to the doctor, they don't know, and they're like, why are you on testosterone? I said, well, I'm transgender, and just handle it matter of factly. Much more comfortable with that identity. But it helps to have awesome parents, and yeah, and try not to get frustrated with them, because like a lot of people have said, you've had your whole life to process these feelings, and you've probably not told a lot of people around you because they're shameful. It's hard to, you know, have these feelings like, what is so wrong with me? But it's good to let them out, and once you do, you'll feel better, and hopefully your parents will know that it's not easy. Like, you know, it's not like, hey mom, I'm gonna, you know, I don't know, go take a job cross country or buy something I shouldn't buy, you know, like put all my money in this sports car. It's a big thing that they had to tell you, and it's not easy for either of you. I would recommend just reading some. I know books help, and so they can kind of see. And now that transgender is more on television, and there's lots of documentaries about it. Like, I remember watching Transgeneration with my mom, and, you know, she kind of saw these 4 college students, you know, coming out. She's like, okay, I can see this. But, yeah, I think loving your child and just knowing that they're there for you, that the parents are there for you, is great.
It's one of the bumps in the road of life.
But, yeah, so, well, thank you, Mom.
Okay. Love you.
Love you. Good, that was
Love you too,
perfect.
Foodie.